Yeah, I'm just being a little greedy. So there's Saturo. Saturo enters, we draw a card. Cat comes back, we draw a card. It's very good, especially this cat can block all day. Viper, Alesha, very threatening stuff. Okay guys, we're playing a really awesome deck today. This is probably my favorite deck in recent memory. It really is. It sort of blends a lot of the different styles of deck that I like to play, while also drawing from some of the better decks that have been going around a little under the radar. It's no Dimir Demons, Golgari Demons level, but it is super powerful, and I have a really good win rate with it. So just give me a second, because I know it looks a little innocuous, but there's a lot of rhyme and reason to this, and a lot of different ways of winning the game. So I was really inspired by Nine Lives Familiar. In fact, my last deck tech was this guy with the All Will Be One enchantment, because All Will Be One cares about any sort of counters entering the battlefield. So 8 revival counters, hit him for 8 to the dome, it dies that same turn, hit him for 7 more. You can easily win the game in like a Rakdos build that way. Now, this card also has a lot to do with our main engines in this deck. So let me talk about Saturo next. This is a really cute card. I was sort of waiting for a way of sort of breaking this guy. I don't know if I've broken him, but he's really powerful in this deck, because every time the cat comes back, you'll draw a card with this guy. So, right, this guy dies, he comes back. We're not spending any mana to bring him back. So Saturo will draw us a card, because that's how his ability reads. It has to be a non-token creature. Can't spend mana to do it. Now, what's really cute is with Alesha, you can bring back your Saturo, immediately draw a card. And as you'll see in the video today, very likely our cat's going to die that same turn for many different reasons. And the cat will come back after him, and we'll draw another card that same turn. So you will be drawing a lot of cards with this guy, even though he doesn't look like incredibly powerful, but it's really good. And that menace can be pretty relevant about, swinging into a planeswalker, things like that. And I actually upped the copies to 3. I took out 1 Drag the Canal, which is a good card, but it's not absolutely necessary by any means, and it's something that we sideboard out pretty often. But Saturo is pretty cute. Now, the other thing, obviously, is the Predator. The Predator can sacrifice the 9 lives over and over again, or maybe your Forge tokens. I know we're all really familiar with this card, so I won't spend too long on it, but this can win you the game as time goes on by itself in a way. But the Predator can just basically, this is really good. It has an exile up to 1 card from a graveyard clause, right? Which can hit Atraxas and Valgavas all day. Graveyard hate is really powerful right now. You can hit Abhorrent Oculuses and stuff like we did in the video today. Or tried to anyway. We hit like every spell in the opponent's graveyard over and over again. So their Haughty Djinn was super low. Even stuff like that is really powerful. And it basically has Indestructible all the time, because we can sacrifice the Familiar over and over again, or our Sage, and our Sage can die, have another body on the field. This you can also sacrifice to the Predator, and you can just bring back your Sage with the Alesha and do it all over again. So even though, we're running 2 copies of Alesha, but you could get away with like 1, and you could, sacrifice this for like maybe 1 removal spell or something, but we really don't need too much removal. I'd say that in this deck, we sort of just like outvalue our opponent, and we do a lot of damage in the air. There's also some sneaky cool stuff we can do. We also have the Forge, trample damage, all of that, but we do have later in the curve the Viper, right, which represents a lot of damage once they've expended their removal spells on our creatures that just come back over and over again, right? So this is a great synergistic card. Obviously, you've seen with Disturbing Mirth, because this can, first of all, get you value when it enters battlefield by sacrificing our cat or our Sage or our Hopeless Nightmare, which, again, if you haven't seen, is a very synergistic card with Disturbing Mirth. Both of these enchantments can be sacrificed to the Viper, so that's really good. And then you'll obviously get the Manifest Dread trigger. Now that is a non-token creature entering the battlefield, and that is also drawing us cards with Saturo. So a lot, again, overlapping synergy. So the Viper can win us the game. Liliana, by the way, you get this on the field, and if you have any sort of board control, like if you're like winning the game in that sense, this can just completely take over. Because every time all of our dudes die, our Forge tokens, our cat, our Sages twice, the Disturbing Mirth token, that's just a 2/2. All of that stuff is going to draw us cards with Liliana. Meanwhile, our Predator is getting huge, and we can sort of go crazy. The other thing about Saturo, by the way, is it is a ninja, which synergizes nicely with Kaito, the other sort of really cool card we're playing. This is mostly to draw us cards. That Surveil 2 is really relevant, even though I'm don't have too much graveyard synergy, but it could put Saturo or the Sage in the graveyard for Alesha to bring it back. But mostly that stun counter thing can be super relevant too against, like, I don't know, an Archfiend to draw so you don't take 6 in the air or whatever, or an unstoppable slasher, all of that stuff. So really cool. Instead of Drag the Canal, you could play what is it, Genshi, the rat that is a ninja with menace that can get you legendary cards as you mill them into your graveyard. But I actually went with the Drag the Canal over that. The Vraska is really good because you can lay this on turn 5, which is really powerful too, just that flexibility. And also the proliferation can be pretty huge because it will proliferate your Forge, put in another oil counter on it, and your Predator, and also your Kaito, and also your Liliana. Oh, and also your Rottenmouth Viper. So, right, that's like really good. The proliferate is huge while drawing you cards, and if there's something you absolutely need to take out, you can -2 it. Definitely feel good about -2 in a Sheoldred, trying to keep it alive with all of our blockers, because again, the cat can block 9 times, so that's pretty cool. So we also are playing Deadly Cover-Up in the 5-drop slot, guys, because again, we don't really care if our stuff dies, really. Typically, like, we might have an Alesha in hand, so if we do lose our Saturo in that case, pretty much everything else is going to be fine. Our token's going to kill itself anyway. This is going to survive because we're going to sacrifice our cats. And even if we don't sacrifice our cat pick, they're just going to come back. Sage is going to die and then just give us a flyer. So, like, everything that dies, we don't care. This completely can win you the game on the spot if it's the type of deck that can't deal with that. So I went with that. By the way, the sideboard is really good, guys. I'm going to get into that in just a second, so hold your horses. I promise. So yeah, you can win the game with your Planeswalkers alone, your Vipers. Your Predator is so hard to deal with. Kaito represents a lot of mid-game value, and our 3-drops are really, really powerful. So Drag the Canal, yeah, you know, anything that dies, and also that little bit of life gain, the Surveil 2, and the Investigate. It's a lot of value packed into one card, so I think 1 is pretty good. We're also playing the Corrupted Conviction, which is basically just a draw 2 with no downside, while also allowing our 9 lives to die, which again will draw us even another card, so a 3rd card that same turn. Very good stuff. Into the Flood Maw, obviously we know what this does by now, and this can, you know, just be a huge momentum swing to give us that 1 extra turn to really get our engine going on. So really a good deck here, guys. Now, let me move my head. Okay, so real quick here, well, not real quick, but into the Flood Maw, again, a 3rd one can be really good in certain matchups. Phantom Interference, you can potentially sideboard out Drag Canal. You can sideboard out like 1 Alesha, sneak both of these in here and feel pretty good. If you're against like Sunfall, which is really our least favorite card with this deck, because it gets around our indestructibility and all of our death triggers, we hate it. The rest can obviously be a godsend in that matchup. 1 more Hopeless Nightmare, because this again is really, really good in some matchups while synergizing with our Disturbing Mirths, and we do have 2 more Disturbing Mirths in here, even though we're just running 2 Vipers all the time pretty much. So yeah, pretty good stuff there. Now Undead Sprinter is kind of cute because this is just like another creature that we can get with Alesha or whatever, put some pressure on them, and we can bring it back after a board wipe. Bring it back, just swing on in, and then, you know, Liliana's drawing us a card. They have to, you know, block the Saturo with 2 creatures, and again, we do have a flyer that they're really scared about. So this will get in sometimes. In certain matchups, this can be good. This could also be another card. This would be the one that maybe you could change, but I have 1 Aclazot, the Deepest Betrayal here, because sometimes we just might need 1 more flyer. Maybe we need some lifelink if it's a really aggressive deck, so that could be good. But typically, if any of the 5-drops we'd sideboard in, it's probably the Ashiok. If the Deadly Cover-Up, the 3rd one here, isn't absolutely necessary. Now, if you haven't seen this card in a while, sorry, my mouse keeps tweaking. This can basically just be more chunk blockers that die and potentially draw us cards and be sacrificed, but also is card advantage, and it's also at a nice point in the curve. So I really do like Ashiok. It also is just another Planeswalker that synergizes, with the Vraska Proliferate. So this is just another great thing to do here. And again, I do want to emphasize that Kaito can be ninjutsu'd in from even just a Forge token, perhaps the flying 1/1, even though we don't really want to kill that. And it's just also that flexibility on the curve, which is really good. So the deck like has a lot of layers, a lot of flexibility, and the mana base comes together perfectly. I've never really ran into any sort of mana problems, like even though we're running 3 colors. We do have 2 Izzet Surveils, 2 Dimir Surveils, sorry, my brain stopped, and 2 Rakdos Surveils. And then we're playing the 3 Blazemire Verges, while also 3 Gloom Lake Verges. So very synergistic with just 1 more island than reds, with a heavy lean towards black. I've never ran into any casting problems whatsoever. You don't need 2 blues, you don't need 2 reds at any point. So, you know, those new lands can really kind of win you the game. So that is sort of the gist. I hope you do check out the gameplay today. Now, I've been kind of very busy with life recently, so I didn't really get to play too much. I just have 1 best of 3 match. And I know some of you want a little bit more. I typically have been doing more in the past, that's for sure. And I do recommend on that note to go check out any of my previous decks if you haven't seen them, because a lot of them are still very, very relevant. MTG Foundation's post, but also just slightly before with Duskborn and Bloomburrow. And, you know, if there's any like killer synergistic cards that can sort of be sideboarded or, you know, slotted in, you know, you're a good Magic player. You know how to do that, and you can sort of adjust accordingly. So they're still really good decks. Hope you check them out. And yeah, so, you know, I think the sideboard, I'm still a little new to the sideboard. It could use some work, but a deck just becomes like so hard to deal with once you sort of turn a corner with it. And I really do like it. I really do like it. It's so fun to play as well, guys. So, by the way, if you have 4 Rottenmouth Vipers, you could lean towards this if you don't really want to go the Planeswalker route. But I think these are really hard to deal with as they try to get through our guys that we're just throwing in front, and we just don't care because we basically want them to die most of the time, right? So yeah, and I know it's a little low on the 1-drops and 2-drops, but really you just want to get one of your 3 Satoros, which can sort of just, again, turn the corner. So, all right, guys, I love you. Thanks for checking out. Hopefully you check out the game, and have a great day. I will see you in the next video, hopefully. Don't forget to like the video. That helps the algorithm stuff. And thanks for all the recent subscribers. You guys are awesome. So, love you guys, and peace. Okay, guys, let's see if we can actually get the Grixis little deck that I have here to pop off. This is not a great hand, but it's actually pretty good if we just get 1 creature at some point. And we do have 2 Surveil lands. So I'll take it. I've had horrible luck with mulliganing recently, so we will go for it, dude. Why not? Plus, we have all 3 colors, which is pretty good. We can lay just about anything we get, as long as it's earlier on the curve. So the deck starts off with the Deadly Cover-Ups, which I think is typically pretty good. But if they're not playing like creatures and stuff, you can like sideboard in the Ashioks. We can always throw more Disturbing Mirths, more of the Hopeless Nightmares, which ends up being a pretty good combo, especially with the Viper, obviously. This is just like very, very powerful. If you can sacrifice it, you can get like double value for 1 card, and both of the value that you get is really good. I didn't know how to say that. But Manifesting Dread also triggers Saturo, so hopefully we can show off interactions like that. And Saturo is really powerful with the 9 Lives Familiar. So we do need this. We do need that very much. This is a mountain, so we can lay this, which is pretty good. Get online here. They're probably playing a counter, though. Yeah. Probably going to play a counter, so we will not walk right into that with the Corrupted Conviction. Even though we really, really want to. We'll get a nice Surveil off, though. Pretty good turn for it against the Zorius. We'll keep that, because Hopeless Nightmare is so good with Disturbing Mirth. And yeah. Hopefully they tap out. Looks like they won't. We might be able to lead with the well, okay. This is kind of a tough decision. Because, like, let's do this. They probably don't counter that. but I think it's worth a shot. And they might be playing like the Flash deck. So we could probably try to swing here, see if they block. Could be decent. Could be decent. Or something weird. They do not. Okay, so we'll go for it. We'll go for it. Okay. All right. Get this. The Scry. Dragon Canal is good against certain matchups. Not right now. Okay, Soul Partition. What does exactly this do? I haven't read it in a while. Okay, 2 more. Oh, okay, I get it. I thought, okay, I was getting it blended in my mind here. So honestly, a really good play would be to be pretty mana efficient here and just lay the Sage. And I think we do this before any sort of weird counter or anything. Just get the value right away and we get a nice little flyer. And we feel good. And we go into the next turn feeling great. And these tokens with the Rottenmouth is obviously very helpful. So, cool. Unfortunately, these are artifacts. So you can't sacrifice for the Disturbing Mirth. But pretty... You can see that there's a good amount of card draw in this deck. I wish we could get like Saturo here to really show off the 9 lives. How good that is. It continuously dies. Because, I mean, it is 1 damage every turn if we just like swing on in. And we don't care if it dies, like, ever. Really. There's the Saturo that I was talking about, baby. Yeah. I really want to get this going. Because, okay, so this is like whenever a non-token creature enters. So that's like the cat coming back, right? So it's really, really powerful. And honestly, with Alesha can continuously bring back any of... it can bring back Saturo and immediately draw a card, or it can bring back our Infestation Sages. And we can sideboard in like Undead Sprinter and stuff if we think we need to aim that direction. So they do have the Oculus in here, so they are going to help you hand it, most likely. I'd be pretty damn surprised if they didn't. That's unfortunate. So they do see the value of the boy. There's the Alesha. That would have been great for bringing back the Sage I was talking about. But not the biggest deal in the world. This is kind of tough. I'm going to play Kaito just normally here. Because I actually don't want to lose any of those creatures or have to recast the cat. We will tap down the boy. And we will Disturbing Mirth. Okay. We can't sacrifice these, but we can get rid of the cat. The cat's up to block now if we were against a more aggressive deck. And we just got great value. We have 2 Vipers in hand. Alesha can bring back Saturo next turn as well. And Kaito is still a threat. So you can kind of see what we're doing here. We could just get our Vipers down, which, like, honestly is totally a move here. But okay. No, we want to draw that card. I don't know why I was thinking. Like, we can take, like, 1 big hit. I'm getting a little greedy, but I just want to like ensure we win the game. Because double Viper obviously is a play here. And we're going to probably end up doing both here if I... Let me count my mana. So 3... Yeah, we're in complete business. If I do say so myself, we'll get 1 Viper down. Sacrifice the Disturbing Mirth. And we'll have a pretty scary board going on. Don't need to do that. See what we get first. Deadly cover-up's pretty good. We'll keep it on top. Just in case something totally bizarre happens next turn. Okay. Alesha is going to bring back Saturo. We will lay this for the untapped. We will sacrifice this, and this. Because... No. Right. Yeah. We will do the land, sure. Now, we would have drawn a card if Saturo was on the field, but don't quite have it yet. Yeah, I'm just being a little greedy. So there's Saturo. Saturo enters, we draw a card. Cat comes back, we draw a card. It's very good, especially this cat can block all day. Viper, Alesha, very threatening stuff. Now we have the Predator, which can basically be indestructible as long as we have like 9 lives, so we have plenty of creatures stuff to work with. I would have been livid though if they gave this double strike somehow. So I guess I did leave myself open for that. I don't know. Gotta risk it for the biscuit, what can I say? There's the Akko. There's another Akko. Young Akko from the cut. And they go for the Kaito. It's very interesting to me. Now, do we just deadly cover up here? I think that makes the most sense. Ooh. I think that makes the most sense. I'm not going to count my mana. We swing with everybody, do we win? This has Menace. This. No, not quite. Let's just kill everything, right? Let's just do it. I mean, I guess we swing first, though. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see if they take 4. Little do they know. Little do they know, mates. Oh my god, the double. Oh, that's so fantastic. We so got him. We lay another Saturo in that case. After the deadly cover up, 9 lives comes back, immediately draw a card. We can Viper again. We win. We win. We totally win. So, and if you're enjoying the content at any point, be sure to give it a like. Consider subscribing for more deck techs. That'd be pretty damn awesome, guys. So, this is the base deck. We know their main strats. They didn't seem to be playing too many counters. I actually didn't check the graveyard when I really should have. This is a deck where we can sideboard out, drag the canals, and we can get 2 counters in here, which could be pretty timely. I think I like the base stuff we got going on. We don't really want to give them the Hopeless Nightmare so they can put the thing in themselves. We could do the Sprinter in here, but I don't know how necessary it is. The Alesha, I think it's pretty solid, this matchup. We could go like 1 Aclazotso. Liliana Vraska, I still want to kind of show off. So I think we keep it like this and we just ride it out. We do have a dub advantage, so let's go for it. Okay, nice little first game, man. Haven't been on Magic as much recently. Been a little bit addicted to RuneScape. I made the terrible decision as well to re-download Valorant, so mistakes were made everywhere, folks. Okay, so for mana, we have the really good combo here. We do have a 4-drop. I think it's as good as we'll get. Mulliganing is not my friend. Mulliganing is not my friend. So no, that's not a... I don't know what I was thinking about. I was thinking about our 2-drops. Sometimes you can kind of play ahead, but we just pretty much have everything we'll need. The mana works out really good in this deck. We're not playing any creature lands. You could try to sneak in like some creature lands. Wouldn't be horrible. That's for sure. Would not be horrible. We're playing nothing that needs like 2 reds or 2 blues. So you can certainly lean into the swamps and feel really good about it. Yeah, it gets countered, but I think you just go for it, right? And it does get exiled, which is really unfortunate. But it is a counter out of their hand that isn't hitting our Predator probably here. It's actually kind of massive. Ooh, that actually changes things. We're going to lay this. And we do this right away. Because that is a draw 2 for basically no downside. Still keeping our cat on the line. We got 8 more lives, baby. Okay. Pretty good, dude. I mean, the deck like works really good. We did get to see Alesha bringing back Saturo last turn, right? Yeah. And then with 9 lives, it's just like, really strong, guys. Really, really strong. Okay. No weirdness. This isn't even online. They don't have a blue. That's great. That is fantastic, if I do say so myself. Part of me wants to keep this here if we get our Viper. It's one more thing we can use for our Viper. We'll just get a Sage here. Okay. Did I not... Oh, yeah, I did. I was like, did I just draw 2 cards? I guess I did. We just already had a Predator, so it wasn't like super exciting, I guess. I just like totally spaced out. Well, you know. I've been feeling a little under the weather, so forgive me if I'm a little unenthused. I mean, I am having fun. But less energy than usual. Okay, no blue. Well, 1 blue, but yeah, still no basic. So Predator here is massive, though, guys. Massive. Thin the deck a little bit here. They do have it. Okay. Really hoping they didn't. Okay, they don't. Perfect. I'm a gambling man. What can I say? Yeah. Ooh. So the thing here is we're actually going to block, or we're going to sacrifice the Sage, which will give us a flyer, because this will tap itself down, so that could be pretty good. They don't have the Oculus in there, but we could have exiled the Oculus from their graveyard, for example. So sure. And I could have waited, yes, but I figured we just get that flyer. They do have the exile, so I ended up working out. They don't have any sort of swing, but we could sacrifice that. And we could also exile something else from their graveyard. So, right? Oh no, when it becomes tapped. Sorry. So yeah, goodbye. Predator is a little weird. When it becomes tapped, you exile something, put a counter, but you can give it indestructible as much as you want. So you pretty much do it 1 turn cycle. We will throw this in front, though, here. And we're getting too much mana going on. We can get the Sage back, though, which could be pretty good with Alesha. see if they counter this or something. Okay. We're swinging just to trigger Alesha. Not bad. Not bad. Okay, we're going to wait, though. We're going to get back to Sage. Could be another flyer as time goes on. Because we are getting massively flooded. Any of our planeswalkers or the Viper could be huge here. So we block this all day. I wonder if they know that it gets indestructible. And we are going to sacrifice the Sage because then Alesha can bring this back. Right? Get a flyer as well. For the Oculus, they could be laying. Okay, that's fine, but okay, I don't know about that one, Chief. We're still alive. We still have indestructible. Okay, the counter is okay. The counter's fine, sure. Do we swing here? We could. It's not really much of a point. We just play patient. Just wanted to think about their possible lines. They only have one card in hand. They don't even want to kill the 9 lives there, which is kind of cute of them. We get back a free Sage. Alesha does do work in this deck, even though we're not like really synergized around it much at all. No, we wait. They have something weird. They could like a Wandering Emperor. What's the 6-drop one? The Wanderer, right? Something like that. That's really unfortunate. We're just gonna do this now. The scry here. We need to do it. Okay, that could be good, but yeah, we're gonna we're gonna keep it as a backup strat in case things go haywire. We will also sacrifice this. Because it is one more card out of their graveyard, so Jin is a little less powerful. This still dies. Now, they don't have a creature on the field on the ground, so we could, like, do the familiar. We don't need to, though. We can still cast this next. Oh, wow. Do we go for the triple block? I'm a gambling man. Sure, dude. I didn't really expect them to swing there. Maybe I did. Okay. Ends up being good. Nothing weird, right? What is this? Prevent damage to this? Okay. We can do both, right? Oh, no. This is 6 mana. I'm so trolling. I'm so trolling. So... No. What am I thinking here? What am I thinking here? Do we just get rid of both? I think we just get rid of both. No, let's just lay this. Yeah. Free trigger. Rebuild. We don't want to tap it quite yet. And we could always sacrifice the Sage in response to anything that they do. I pop out at your party. I'm with the gang. Okay. There's no Oculus in here still. Doesn't matter what I pick. But we can stop damage all day. Now that this is on the field, we can deadly cover up and have him still be there, right? So pretty juicy stuff if I do say so myself. But we don't want to risk it all for the biscuit. They have a counter. We don't necessarily want to swing and like be like super risky like that. There's the Akko. The Akko, baby. Nine lives. Okay, so we can swing with all. I guess. See if we can cheek out some damage. Little cheek action going on. We can sacrifice this because we're not going to take advantage of it at the moment. So we end up killing the Akko and the Jhin is low. So do we even need the cover up? I don't think we do. I don't think we do. I think we just wait. Like, you know, just like chess. You don't want to like overcommit. I mean, how do they beat this? Got him. How do they beat that? They can't beat the Predator. Jhin and Oculus can't beat the Predator. It's that simple. It's that simple. Okay, so that was a good little showcase. We didn't show off the planeswalkers as much as I wanted to, and I know that a couple of you have been wanting like the games to go a little bit longer for the videos and stuff, but also time's an issue here for me, and also the fact, you know, I'm a small channel, still trying to get a following going on, so the longer the video too is like, it affects like how it gets recommended and stuff. And I've been thinking that my videos are a little bit too long because I think some people don't click on it in that regard. So there is some thought in that sense behind it. So I'm going to keep it here. If you guys want to see more, let me know in the comments. That'd be really cool. Be like, I'd love a part 2 of this. I might tweak it a little bit more as I continue playing with it, but it's been really strong. It shot me straight through plat, to be honest. This was the deck that finally did it, so that's cool. Sometimes I do get stuck in plat. I get a little complacent and start messing around, and I don't play as much as I used to. But I've been loving making decks. I love foundations at the moment. So yeah, you know, I hope you got some ideas from this. The Disturbing Mirth is really good. The Hopeless Nightmares, obviously, just all the power of the cat with the combo. With Predator. Alesha with Saturo last game was really, really good. So there's a lot of different angles you can get. Now just imagine Liliana on the field drawing us cards, right? Every single time one of those death things happen, while also making 2/2 zombies along the way. And if we do, like, you know, have to do the sacrifice 2 thing, the -4, like, we have cats we can just throw, right? We have little dudes we can just throw, and then get them back with like Alesha and stuff. So it's like, it ends up being like really, really powerful. And deadly cover up like synergize is really, really good because just we don't really care about our stuff dying at all. So I really like the deck. I think there's a lot of potential here because it sort of blends the Viper angle with planeswalkers, with aristocrat style stuff, having a good diversity of threat. We have like a decent amount of interaction. The Forge can get huge. There's a lot of different ways to win the game. And we have flyers, right? So it checks all the boxes in my mind. So there's that. And yeah, anyway, love you guys. If you're new around here, sub, do it. I double dog dare you, triple cat dare you. And I love you. See you in the next one, guys, and take care. Oh, and be sure to check out all my previous decks. A lot of them are still very, very relevant. A lot are foundations after, but there's even ones before that should stay very much true. You know, you guys are great Magic players, so if there's like a deck that I made before Foundations came out, like all my Duskmoor decks were killer, and my Bloomburrow decks were pretty kick-ass as well. And so you know, there's a few cards that will come to mind as you watch those videos, so you can just like add in a 2 of a 5-drop or something. That's really, really good. Or if there's a rare that's just busted right now, you can kind of sneak that into the build and adjust accordingly, right? Because you guys are good. So, love ya. Bye.